just in case you didn't want yourself recorded, this meeting is being recorded. Well, hey, everyone. Happy July. How is everyone doing? Stacy, I love the setup. Do you guys notice she's like strategically placed the Plexus cup right in the bottom frame and the lake in the background and the Adriatic chair and the lean and the pink and the, like, she is like your quintessential network marketer working her business in the summer. That should just be a thing. Let's take a picture. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Okay, we have everybody except one person with their camera on. Stacy, if you are in the tub, please do not turn on your camera. I'm sure it's gorgeous, but oh, there she is. Okay, let's, everyone, we're going for it. We're going for a picture. All right, smile. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so how is everyone doing? Who saw the awesome post? Well, I won't say I think it's awesome because I know how much work Carrie Clausen put into it, but I posted it. So, you know, the awesome graphic post with our prizes for this month from Grow. You guys, did you see it? Did you see it? Now Stacy's going to do me a big favor. She's going to pick up her cup and she's going to model it for you because it's right. This is the beautiful size of cup. That is when you sponsor 9 new ambassadors, you are going to get that. And on there, it's going to say, this is probably Plexus. And don't worry, it's going to say it in a different color, Stacy. So it's totally legitimate if you want to have both of them in your house. Then you can send your Plexus one off to work with your hubby. And then you can have the one that says this is probably Plexus or vice versa, whatever you think is going to get things rolling a little bit better. So I want to hear from you guys which prize or prizes that you are most excited about and that you want in your mailbox in August. Tell me in the chat.
I want them all, Janelle. All of them.
All of them. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'm not even wearing my t-shirt right now because it's in the wash. But guys, you noticed that they were like aqua, and you know what? Those people who are the people that keep me on the straight and narrow told me, no, we cannot have teal. We cannot have teal. It has to be blue because we are going sapphire. So it has to be blue. I did not like, it's not this color, just so it's not that color. It's like a little toned down, but I felt the shirts and they're so soft. They're so nice, you guys. They're so nice. So that's for 3 ambassadors. You notice that we did a little swap-a-roo just because we wanted to make sure that we were getting you guys the best bang for your effort. And so we are doing an awesome hat that Carrie Clausen so like, she's like, oh, it's no big deal. I'll just make this up. Pish tosh, while I've got my hands in 6 other things. I love it when, you know what, guys, to be very honest, I love how God brings together a group of people with the right skills, talents, and abilities to complement each other. And my goodness, when I'm like graphically inept, I have Carrie. Thank goodness I have Carrie. My poor graphic guy, my poor our printing guy is up to his ears in all things. And so I'm being kind and I'm not going to nag anymore, because who needs somebody who nags them all the time? It's not like I'm his wife, and it's not my husband that's doing it. So anyway, I just had Carrie do it up, and I'm going to send him a picture and say, that's what I want. Okay. And he'll be like, great, thanks for doing that. So for when you do 6 people, you get the t-shirt and you get that awesome hat. Do you guys love that it says love, serve, grow on the hat? Did you guys see it? Maybe you guys all haven't seen it yet. Maybe, hold on, just a moment. Let me just show you what we're talking about in case you haven't seen it. Okay, so that's the graphic right there. But what I'm gonna do is, if I can pull up the hat on its own, if you guys see, it's like all stitched in the love, serve, grow Plexus. You guys like that? And I love that she put it just off to the side. It's just like, so cool. So I think that that's, I love the hat. I love the hat. And then of course there's the Yeti. And I mean, maybe I'm the only one that walks around with a cup in my hand all the time. Anybody else? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there you go, Carrie. And it says Plexus and it's all good. So those ones you can choose. There you go. Good job, Stacy and Stacy. And do we have any more Stacys in the room? No, not quite. And Fran is going, but I want one. I want something that says Plexus on it. Please, could I please? Girl, we're getting there. Like, we'll just get the people and then we'll send you the stuff. So excited to be able to do that. And by the way, in case you didn't know, there's cash too. Nobody likes money. Nobody does a business for money, right? We just do it out of the goodness of our hearts, and we'll just take, you know, some smiles and some sunshine, and that'll be it. New. $500 when you sign 9 new ambassadors or customers, and it can be a amalgamation of the two as long as the customers have 100 PV, ambassadors with welcome packs. Guys, so exciting. So I'm guessing what you're here for tonight is to find out more about how you can get there. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are we good? You guys want to know the direction. Carrie's like, yes, I want the direction, please. See, did you see? She sat forward in her chair. She was like, tell me the things. Even though she doesn't know, I'm going to ask her to tell us the things. I'm just kidding. Guys, this is simple, okay? I didn't say it was easy, but I said it was simple. So we're going to give you some steps that you can take now to make this happen. But before we get there, Stacy's got like a horde of wasps around her. Don't die. Wasps are just, yeah. So here is the truth of the matter. If you guys haven't been with us for 100 years, like some of us have been, I feel like it's 100 years, lovingly 100. It's sort of like a marriage, right? Like where you're like, it feels like forever, but just a moment in time at the same time, right? Plexus feels like it's been here forever. I can't imagine a time when I wasn't doing this business. So it feels like forever, but I realize that some of you guys haven't been here for as long. And so maybe you don't have that forever feeling. Here is the thing. It is never too late in Plexus. Now I'm going to quantify that for a second. If you decided when there's 2 hours left in the month, you were going to go from silver to diamond, unless you have like a whole bunch of friends with super fast internet and like, sure, like a whole bunch, like I mean like a whole bunch who are ready to sign up immediately, it's probably not going to happen. You're not going to go from nothing to diamond in 2 hours. But if you have goals, guys, there is no reason why you could not hit those goals even within the last 48 hours of the month. I have seen insane things happen. Can I say insane things happen in the last 2 days? Guess what? Today's the 27th. Counting today, we would have 5 days. If we don't count today, I mean, we all know that people only like to talk to you after 11 o'clock at night. So I'm still counting today. If you haven't gotten into that season yet, it usually happens somewhere between silver and gold, where nobody wants to have a conversation with you at a like decently human hour of night. Everybody wants to have that conversation after 11. And they want to tell you all the things and you need to talk to them like right then. I'm sure that y'all can corroborate my story because it's true. It's totally true. But I want you to know that if you are sitting at 0 ambassadors and you want 9, you want that cup, you want that $500, that extra $500 in your pocket, I will tell you that you have all the time in the world to get that done. If you want to help somebody go silver this month, but you haven't even talked to them about going silver yet, you have all the time you need left in this month to do that. And I don't just say that. I seriously mean it. I remember last June or July, we were sitting at a certain number of new ambassadors. And I want to say it wasn't a whole lot. I can't remember exactly the number, but we had a week left. And I said, do you think we could double that number? Guys, we tripled it in a week. And it was like it was absolutely mind blowing. And it totally blew everything out of the water. So what is the difference between that and now? What is the difference? The difference between that and now is simply the mindset and the decision that you make to put your feet on the floor and do the things you need to do. We have $1 signups. Have you guys actually rolled your brain around this? $1 signups. 3 years ago, we would have died for $1 signups. Now, 3 years ago when we were opening, they were giving them away for free with no welcome packs. Can we just take a moment and be thankful for where we are? Now, if somebody wants a $1 sign up, they need to sign up and do something with it, which is really great, right? The other great thing is that you can talk to people about Hydroplex and Active, and you can make them a customer with hi, Francine, Hydrate and Active. And we can get a customer together with a twin pack of Active and a Hydrate or Hydroplex. And that counts towards your success, right? It won't be a full 100 PV, but you still get points on it, which still goes towards a rank up. So exciting. I would suggest that you really focus on packages right now because I really want you guys to get in on that money and then our extra cash, right? We should have called it like the money and the honey or something like that. Like you can get in the money and into the honey. The honey is the t-shirt, the extra swag stuff. We'll save it for next time. Anyway, but never count yourself out, you guys. Never count yourself out. You can be sitting there thinking, man, you know what? I haven't had time to work my business in the last week because we were gone, or the kids had swimming. Guys, my last week, I had kids doing the same, like different things at different ends of the city at exactly the same time. And it was like, really, why is this my life? I would like to be in my office, but it doesn't matter because we work where we work. We meet new people, we make connections, and you make the time, right? It doesn't have to be, oh, I can only work in the confines of my office. I can only work between these hours. I can only, no. Like Stacy is a great example. She's sitting with this lovely background behind her, making it work, right? If this is important to you, guys, all you have to do is the work, okay? So do not think, because we are now in Magic Week. And we don't use that term lightly. Magic Week is a deal. I think that should almost be our next t-shirt that we make. Shh, it's Magic Week or something like that. Or like, I really love the mug that said, I can't remember which Plexus swag company. You know what, Francine, you've got to start buying the swag from the States for all of us to see, because it will be way cheaper down there. And you could just be like, see everybody, this was actually really great. There was a mug and it said Magic Week on it. And I'm like, that is so brilliant, because like usually I have cups and plates and mugs and whatever in my office because I just sit here for Magic Week. And yeah, anyway, Magic Week is a deal. Why do we call it magic? There is this weird, and I will call it weird because it really is. No, and it's not even amongst ambassadors. I mean, we can talk about the ambassador piece in a minute, but for whatever reason, people who are interested in starting something have an invisible cutoff at the end of the month. They have this awareness that they want to get started something they've been thinking about before the month closes. I have no idea why. I mean, you will get those odd stragglers that come in on like the 1st or the 2nd and be like, hey, do you still have that deal going on? And then you just pray that you do, right? But people have a cutoff in their mind. So if you've been talking to people or you've been priming things on your social or anything like that, in their minds, they're ready to make a decision by the end of the month, right? So I love asking questions if you are having problems closing people. I love asking easy questions for them to answer. And it can be something as simple as, hey, we were chatting about Plexus, and it could be like 2 months ago, or it can be like last week or whatever. Maybe the conversation just died. And you can say, is there any reason why we couldn't get you started right now? Or say, hey, we were chatting about Plexus before. I needed to let you know that the membership fee went down to $1. Is there any reason why we couldn't get you started with one of these great new packages right away? I love using that question. Is there any reason why not? Right? Because if they've been on the fence and they're trying to decide and you ask them and they're like, no, you know what? You're right. I really should, right? They almost see it as a sign, whether it is or not, I don't know. But please feel free to use that verbiage. Is there any reason why we couldn't get you started right away? And you can even say, I would love to see you have more energy before the summer is out. Right? Make it personal. Make those touches and send those voice messages, right? And if you think that it's going to be weird to send somebody a voice message, send them just a message first and just say, hey, I just want to send you a quick voice message. This was not me like butt dialing you. So just listen to the following. And then say, hey, right? Exactly what I just said. So closing people. Is there any reason why we couldn't get you started right away? Let's talk about ambassadors. For whatever reason, we as ambassadors do this too, you guys, and we do it to ourselves, and we can all, you know what? We could all probably use a spanking on it. It happens. I agree. It's me too. I tend to leave the few things to the very last minute, and I work under pressure, and I do it month after month after month. Guess what's easier? To be consistently working all month long. So I still have 3 more people that I need to close for my goal for the end of the month. And that will be happening. I want to encourage you guys though, if you are not utilizing your stories where you are getting on and talking, if you are not facing your camera and talking to your audience, you are missing a huge platform to deliver the news that you have. How many people have ever noticed, number one, that there's different people that see your Facebook story, that see your Facebook feed, that see your Instagram story, that see your Instagram feed, even if all of them are exactly the same? Why that is, I don't know. But it should encourage us that we need to show up in all of those places, even if it was duplicate information. So what I'm talking about is, if you don't, it's fine. I don't mind if you're not watching what I'm doing. It doesn't matter to me. But if you happen to see my stories today, I was talking about getting my husband ready for work and what I pack for him for a night shift, and then what I use for me to get through a night shift. His night shift, not mine. Well, I'm on a night shift too, I guess. And then I talked about the amazing, what did I call it? Not super fantastic, but some sort of funny, weird Janelleism words that I was talking about the pack, like the super fun pack or something like that. Like I just gave it a dumb name. And I was talking about the pack that has Slim, 2 Active, Hydroplex, X Factor, and Ease. And Fran, I believe you have the same one in the States. I think it's exactly the same. So that's a big package. Yeah. That's the one that I think if people just want to try it, some people in the summer can be a little flaky and they're not necessarily ready to go down that whole like root healing thing. So we might need to pry our cold dead hands off of the triplex for a couple months. But you have to start with a triplex. And you're welcome to very strategically dump that in there with them and be like, I typically start people off with the triplex, but I can really tell that you just want extra energy right now and probably need that added hydration and whatever. So let's start you here. But I would really encourage you within the next month or 2 to look at adding triplex in or swapping it out. Yeah. I love things that make people happy, because guess what? People don't start new things to be miserable unless it's a gym membership. Then it's like delayed happiness, but it's still the same thing. So people don't start supplement routines to be miserable unless they're weird, like some of us who know, we're like, I know I have something so wrong with me. I'm going to be miserable for a little while, and it's okay, because I know that there's something coming up on the other side of things. But when a lot of us started, we didn't have this stuff. We didn't have Active. We didn't have Hydroplex. We didn't even have Ease as an option, right? We started with Triplex because that's all we had. And it was good, and we did the things, right? But I really feel like, Guys, if we get X Factor and Active and Hydroplex and Slim into people and ease, like I really think that they'd be so thrilled with their lives, right? And then I think that they'd share it maybe with their husbands, and then they'd be thrilled too, and then they would keep going. So I really feel like that is a great combo. If you have to pare it down, we do have one that is Slim, Active, and Hydroplex or Hydrate, those three. I think that that one is really great too. I also love something that's Slim, Ease, and something else, just because Slim and Ease does really wonderful things for people. Get people happy. Get people on the happy train. I'm all about that. Yes. Stacy said, get them started with something that gives them energy right away. I agree. Stacy's asking, do a live on the story feed or a recording? I just talk right into my phone. Like I'm just doing stories on my phone and that's it. But make sure that you are talking about what you're doing, right? They don't have to all be like, you guys all take beautiful pictures. I see beautiful pictures of people standing, holding drinks, and it's super great. But we want to hear the next dimension of you. We want to hear what you have to say about it, right? We want to hear you talking about it. So that is my challenge to you guys for the next 5 days till the end of July. Get on your stories every day and talk to your phone. Linda's like, please don't hold me to that. I will be watching you. I love you. Linda knows that and you know what? I will be honest with you. It takes a little bit of practice. I still feel like an idiot when I'm doing, I wasn't going to mix Nolan and Active, but I started mixing it and I said something like, don't worry, I'm not peeing. And I'm like, well, I probably shouldn't put that in my stories. That doesn't sound terribly professional. I'm not peeing because I was like filling the glass. Yeah. Anyway, so I did it again. I saved it, but I did it again. So I was like, well, take 2. Anyway, but usually your first take, even if you feel like you're stupid, is the best one. And then you'll go down the rabbit hole of, oh, but this isn't right. And that isn't right. And this isn't. Guys, people just want to see you. And the other thing is that I try to do, and I fail miserably, so maybe you guys will be better at it than me probably, is keeping things short. That's number one. The second thing is adding captions, because if people are watching it in their beds, they want to be able to read what it is. Okay. Like I love the slides with like, you know, I've put them up myself, right? All the information, right? But I really feel like people connect, especially during this time, to shorter written stuff and more video interaction stuff, right? If you disagree, you totally can. Yeah, absolutely. Even if people say they have no time, I keep going and chatting with people. Good for you. That's so awesome. I had somebody message me back about the story that I did about the super awesome summer pack. Now I got to figure out what I called it. Anybody? You didn't know there was going to be a pop quiz. I called it something. And I thought it was really funny. I mean, it amused me. Hold on. Just hold. And yes, I put 2 scoops of my Hydroplex in a water bottle. Supreme Happy Pack is what I called it. I called it the Supreme Happy Pack. And somebody wants the Supreme Happy Pack since I talked about it this afternoon. And I'm like, well, that works, right? Like I would call it like the Supreme Happy Pack, and I'd call the other one the Original Happy Pack. Because it is, truly. I mean, the only happier we could get is if we threw a Metaburn in there with the 5-HTP. So that's what I want you guys to come away with is now is not the time to be shy or to worry about what other people are thinking. If you got goals, girl, you got goals. And those people that you're worrying about their thoughts about you are not going to pay your bills. They're not going to give you the $500. Plexus is going to give you the $500. And you know, sometimes you show up and you feel stupid. I'd rather show up and feel stupid and get $500 than sit on my duff and not know if I could have done it feeling stupid or not. Right? So here is the long and short of it. All of you that I'm looking at on this screen, all of you have unresolved goals. Each and every one of you are still looking for achieving the goal you set at the beginning of this month. I'm also looking at my own face. I have not achieved the goal that I set out for myself for this month. And because I truly believe in all of you, I will not quit until we are done. And then I might keep going. There may be some emails that need to be sent into head office, whatever. I will be there till the bitter end. I am so sold out for those of you guys that are looking at going Ruby. We've got somebody who wants to go gold. I think we've got a couple people on here that are looking at going gold. And I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever she went, 4 potential Ruby ambassadors. We've got people that are wanting to re-rank. We've got 2 people on our team that are looking at closing in on the 1,000 point club, which is so exciting. We've got people who need to just get out of their funk of sponsoring, and they just need to sponsor those people. Guess what makes you feel better about sponsoring? Sponsoring. Guess when the best time is to bring somebody in? Right after you bring one. You get on a high. You're like, I could do this. I could do this all day long. And then you go find somebody else. Right? Absolutely. Guys, somebody asked me how things were going for Sapphire for our team this month. And I said, you know what? I can't answer that for you because I've been told by somebody very, very wise that you never, ever, ever look for corroborating evidence of your own success until it's over, because it won't be there. Do not look for evidence that you are succeeding until the line is drawn, until you have crossed the finish line. Then you look for evidence that you succeeded. Because right now, like, there's a reason they say it's always darkest before the dawn, right? Amazing things happen when we just keep going. I have to use an Olympic-ism right now. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Olympics. I love them. We only got cable for the Olympics. My husband doesn't realize that. We only got cable for the Olympics. I'm so excited to watch. And there was this Canadian girl who was swimming, and she swims without her contact lenses in because she just can't keep them in her eyes or whatever. And she's really, really nearsighted without her glasses or contacts on. And she swam and swam and swam and swam and swam. And I think it was the 200-meter, I don't know if it was free. It was yesterday. Anyway, like 2 days ago, Tokyo time. And she's swimming, swimming, swimming. She hits the wall. She's excited, but she has no idea. She has no idea that she won that gold medal because she wasn't looking for corroborating evidence that she was succeeding until after she hit that wall. And then you can see her and she's looking, she's doing this. And she goes, oh, you can see the shock in her face when her eyes come into focus and she sees her name at the top of the leaderboard of the board. She won the gold medal. She had no idea. She had no idea she was winning. It didn't matter because she wasn't looking for the evidence until she had poured it all out there, until she had touched the wall, and then she was going to look for the evidence, right? And that's what I tell you guys. Do not, I'm going to call Diana Marie. If you're going to put your middle name in there, I get to call you by your first and your middle name. Diana Marie, don't you dare for a second look for evidence to support your success or your failure until you hit the wall. That's not going to help. I don't care if you needed 7 people to go gold this month. I don't care if you needed 7. If you have 7 by tomorrow, you keep going. Don't put your head up. Keep pushing to the wall because you don't know whose lives out there are waiting to be changed just because you don't look up. And here's another reason for it, just on a technicality. What happens if all of a sudden somebody's credit card declines? What happens if somebody sends their product back before the 15th? We don't want to sneak over that line by 1 point or just be right there at the 100 points for gold. No. We want to go over that line so that we are not sitting in this anxious knot until commissions are posted going, did we actually? We had that happen once on our team where we had somebody hit a big rank and literally she was over by 1 or 2 points. And I don't think I let my breath out for 2 weeks, waiting just to make sure that nobody did a return on the team, because that would have been awful to get there and be like that close. Because had you known on the last day of the month that you needed one extra order, you would have gotten that one extra order, right? Guys, it doesn't happen very often that somebody returns something. I mean, I can think of one person, I think in my entire career with Plexus, 1 or 2 people who actually sent something back of my people. It just simply doesn't happen. Oh, Stacy, well, you weren't the person. She's like, that was me at Gold. I was holding my breath for 2 weeks. It is not a pretty fuzzy feeling. It's a very cactusy, prickly feeling. And when you have hit a goal, you don't want to be feeling cactusy and prickly. It does not feel good. It does not. So I will be totally open and honest with you guys. Going for a rank up goal, going for something that's outside your comfort zone, going for something that's asking you to give up pieces of yourself, because that's what growth is, right? It's almost like a shedding of a skin. You have to give up pieces of yourself that are no longer serving the new you. That's not comfy. Again, back to the cactusy prickly feel. That sometimes does not feel so good, right? For me, guys, I'm looking at some really, really crazy mental games that I'm going to try to not play over the next couple days. But more so than for myself, more so for you guys. More so for you. Because Diana, I want you to have those 28 points. I want you to have those 28 points. And those 28 points are available to you. They are for you. And that's something that I think sometimes we deal with, this imposter syndrome concept, right? That you know what, that's really nice for those people, but that's actually not for me. That's actually not for me. That's for all the other people, but that's not for me. We need to realize that we can step into that and take those things for us. I'm looking for something I wrote down here to share with you guys, and I can't find it, but that's okay. It will be fine. Oh, here. I had a meeting with Emily Gibson this last week, and it was pretty fantastic. I got a coaching call with her. She's one of our diamonds, and that was super fun. And out of all the amazing things that she said, I realized something, and it wasn't what she said, it was where it kind of led my brain. And that's why I love coaching. It's why I love personal growth. It isn't necessarily the stuff that's in the book, but it's where the book leads your brain to. I want you guys to think for a second. Am I willing to step into the new person I can become, or am I in some way protecting myself from my success? Am I protecting myself from my success because it would mean that I would need to shed another layer of skin? It would mean that I would have to get real and vulnerable. It would mean I would probably have to do things that I don't know how to do. It would mean that I would actually have to consider that perhaps I'm worthy of stepping into a larger leadership role and that people can count on me. I realize that in part in my life, there are a lot of actions I have been taking to protect myself from my own success because of what it would require of me. We like to be comfortable. And let me tell you, it would be a far more comfortable week for me. It's my birthday in a couple days. It'd be a far more comfortable week for me to go to a beach somewhere. My dad just had a pretty invasive procedure done yesterday. I would love to just go sit in their gazebo and kibitz and just sort of shoot the breeze with them and hang out, or, you know, take my kids to the pool over and over and over again, or wander around Walmart. All of these things are far less invasive to me than the personal growth that I would have to face. But I know that if I'm protecting myself from my own success, I'm sabotaging people that are with me. because it means that if I'm not pushing myself to that new level, it means they're not either. And so when I thought about saying, hey, July is a sapphire month, I thought, ooh, I don't think I like the way that that tastes coming out of my mouth, because I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, right? That's a big, scary goal. That's one of those bad goals, big, hairy, audacious goals, right? But I remembered all of you who are here on the screen, who are watching later. And I remembered that if I don't step into this scary space, you might not think that you should step into your scary space either. Are you protecting yourself from your own success? Are you worried about what you might become? Because I'll tell you guys, money is just money. You probably won't behave any different with it now than if you're making more of it. Money makes selfish people more selfish and makes generous people more generous. Might give you more company. More people might come to your house. I don't know. You might need to change the lock if that's not your jam. Money doesn't change people unless you let it. But money can change people in that it can help you change people. Your generosity can change people, right? Are you protecting yourself from the success that you could potentially have so that you don't need to look in the mirror and be scared? Don't do that. Don't do that. We only have so many days given to us. We don't know what those days are. And I am so thankful that I get to spend them with you guys, that I get to meet people that want to change their health, that want to change their lives. I was talking with a new ambassador that I have, and she's a social worker, and she was telling me about how she was working with a gal. And I said, I just realized that your job and my job are very parallel. We have very similar conversations with people all day long. What a gift and a blessing it is to be able to be that person for people. Lisa's a social worker too. Don't you see the parallel? I bet you do. She's looking for her mute button.
I do. And I see so many people that could benefit just from the products alone that I can't say would benefit from the products alone, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that it would be so helpful.
Yeah, totally. And what a great thing, because I mean, Lisa, you can't reach everybody in your profession. You can't reach everyone in your profession with you, but you can reach your entire friends list with this, with what Plexus stands for, with what we do as a team, with what the products can do, and then they can go out and do it, and then they can go out and do it. That's the only crazy thing about social work. It's not an MLM. You can't like reform somebody and then they get to go like, right? But you all have a gift to give other people. So I'm going to tell you the numbers. I'm going to be totally open and honest with you guys, and it will fall where it may. It belongs to God. Guys, you know, if you've been with me for any more than 5 minutes, this journey is not mine. This is the Lord's journey, and I am just walking it out the way that he's asking me to. And some days I fall flat on my face. I will be totally honest with you on that. Some days I fall flat on my face, and other days I might almost make it. But in order for us to go Sapphire, we are looking at approximately an extra 110 orders. 110 new people, 110 old orders, 110 customers, 110. It doesn't really matter. But you know what it tells me? It tells me that there is a void out there in 110 people. And we just need to go find it. So far, I've found 6 this month. I'm looking for another 3. That's me. But now I need to go and reach down to more of my people. And I need to say, hey, is there anyone that you know that might have a void in their life that we could help with Plexus? Do you know anybody who's too cheap to pay the full price for the membership? Yeah, me too. Why don't we talk to them, right? Guys, I believe in abundance. I believe in an abundance mindset. All of these things that are necessary for all of your success, for the Ruby rank ups, for that point rank up that you want, for those people that you want to bring on, regardless of what your goal is, There is enough of that out there for all of us to have starting today. We can all have exactly what we want. There is enough. There's enough sun for everyone. And Carrie getting enough for her does not detract from Lisa getting enough for her. And Lisa getting enough for her does not take away from Diana getting enough for her. And how amazing is that? How amazing is that? Even more amazing to me are the people that we neglect to reach out to because we assume that they won't be interested. So guard yourselves, guard your minds, you guys, because there will be nagging, doubting voices in your head that will encourage you. No, you don't want to show up on your stories today. You didn't wash your hair. Oh, people aren't going to want to see you in that top. You've got to go upstairs and change your stop. No, you shouldn't post that because this person, she's going to get really cranky about it. If there's one thing that I've learned about resistance is that resistance only shows up when there's a reason that you should post it, when there's a reason you should do it. So if you're feeling resistance, you're in the right place. If you're feeling discomfort, you're doing the right activities. So what do you need to do? The same thing you guys have been doing. Do the winning day. Post on Facebook, post on Instagram, wherever you're posting. Get on your stories. Reach out to people. Go through your list of people that you've already talked to this month and say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a pest. I just want to check back with you because Plexus released an amazing opportunity for people to get in on an annual membership for only $1. And that means that the crazy deep discounts that I can't even take advantage of would be extended to you. And then you get my price all year for $1. I couldn't not tell you. Just like if you see Birkenstocks on sale somewhere, I want you to tell me. Okay? Okay. Make it human. Don't be weird. Talk to them like you would want to be spoken to. You do not need verbiage, you guys. You need a heart for loving people and helping them and wanting to reach them. You guys know that, right? There is no verbiage that I can type out and give you that will be the golden ticket. I wish I could tell you it was. You just need to talk to people from your heart because they are connected to you because of your heart. And they don't want to hear me. If they wanted to hear me, they'd come to my platform. But they want to hear you. And that's another imposter thing that you can struggle with. You are what people need. And if they don't need you, somebody else does. Move on. They might need you next Tuesday. You'll still be here. That's okay. All right, guys, I'm going to give you the last 15 minutes to ask me any question that you have. You can throw a product question at us. I'll bug Sherry about that. You can ask us, you can ask us anything for 15 minutes. And then we're going to go and we're going to change a whole bunch of lives. And you know what, guys? If we get to that wall, and we're in 4th place and we don't get the gold, that's okay too. Because the lives that we change matter, regardless of the number. But we're not looking up until that buzzer goes, until we get to the wall. We're not looking up. Anybody have any questions? No questions. Okay, the Zooms, opportunity Zooms, I need to stop calling them op Zooms because that's not what they are. The Why Plexus, Why Now Zooms, because when you invite somebody to an opportunity Zoom, they're like, whoa, no. It's a Why Plexus, Why Now presentation or call or computer thingy. Use insert whatever word you think will work with your people. Will be happening. Today's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night, Wednesday through Saturday morning. And then I think we're starting all over again. Some people have virtual sip and shares planned. that's great. Do that. But don't get so caught up in the planning that you can't reach out to people. An event can literally be, hey, let's get on the phone. Or message your upline and say, hey, I've got somebody that has a whole bunch of questions. So I asked them if they had like 20 minutes to talk to you and me, can we schedule that? Can we do that quickly? It doesn't have to look perfect for people to start. All right. Okay, I hope everyone has enough active left for the next couple days. We all got our MetaBurn on board. We've got, how many Vital Biome are we taking between now and the end of the week? Nicole's drinking wine. So that's, yeah, Stacey's like 10, 5, 10, not sure. Vital Biome. Fran, Vital Biome, if you haven't already, ease in Vital Biome. It's like Mary Poppins in a jar. I said that to somebody once and they legitimately didn't, they laughed at me. And then the next day they were like, I felt like going down the street, skipping and singing. I'm like, Mary Poppins in a jar. Just right there. Awesome. Prayers for our printing guy that he actually gets back to me and we get all the stuff done. But I want to be sending out a load of t-shirts, guys. Because will that not be cool? And if you love this incentive, like if people love the incentives, we'll keep doing them. So show us the love, show us the incentive love, not just with you, but all your people too. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you back the rest of your 10 minutes before you're supposed to be done. And really appreciate you all.